Hi, GenderBlenders. Welcome to week 58. This is Steffi. And this week's question is, if you could spend a day in the life of someone famous, who would it be and why? This was a very, very difficult question for me because I try to generally ignore famous people, which I'll define as celebrities. The people that I admire and want to be around tend to be everyday people. To me, those people are the famous people. Those people are celebrities. I could have chosen to answer this question from anyone throughout history. I chose to limit it to contemporary people because I think it's a little bit more interesting for everyone on board. Because my other answer otherwise would be quite predictable, I think. But as I said, the people that I tend to admire are those people who you tend to deal with in your everyday life. And you look up to them. And they are in some way special. And I think all of us would like to spend a day in the life of someone that we consider to be a special person. And that's kind of nice. You folks know that I'm an engineer. And electrical engineers, women electrical engineers are relatively uncommon. And in my subfield, I'm in analog circuit design. It's very uncommon. Now, there are famous women engineers. Most of them are not known that well outside of the profession. So, who did I consider? One would be Hedy Lamarr, an engineer, an actress, a very beautiful model. In the 1940s, she was one of the most sought-after profiles in terms of people getting plastic surgery done. So that was kind of interesting. And she invented a telecommunications method for spread spectrum and attempted to apply it to some of the World War II causes. And I decided against choosing that as who would I spend the day in the life of, because she's not really a role model for me. I don't really have very many engineering role models. I think I'm pretty good all by myself. So, let's move on to the land of sports. Ninja Warrior fame, if you folks have seen that on G4. Rai Kamiya in the women's version of that. Why would I admire her? She's a little snip of a girl. She's just a little teeny thing. But she eventually persevered long enough. She kept trying in each one of the episodes. And eventually she conquered that whole course. I give her credit. But still, not quite. Steffi Graf, one of the top-rated women tennis players. Very competitive lady, very good at what she does. But she's really not in that field anymore. So let's move on to something, well, what would I like to do that I can't do now that would be really, really nice if I had one day that I could do something? What would it be? Oh, that was easy. Has to be music. So I got to thinking a little bit and came up with a couple of really good answers. One of them is Carole King. And she's a singer, songwriter, pianist. Does wonderful lyrics. Absolutely marvelous in terms of being able to paint a picture and transform that into music. So I'm just going to read some lyrics. Been to Canaan. Green fields and rolling hills. Room enough to do what we will. Sweet dreams of yestertime are running through my mind. Of a place I left behind. Been so long I can't remember when. I've been to Canaan, and I want to go back again. Been so long, I'm living till then. 'cause I've been to Canaan, and I won't rest until I go back again. Paints a nice picture, doesn't it? But then I thought, well, what kind of music do I really like? And I really like jazz a lot. And so one of the folks that I chose is Diana Krall. And Diana is a jazz singer, pianist, born in 1964 in British Columbia, which would put her in her mid-40s about now. She has 3 Grammys. She also is married and has 2 sons. Very interesting style. She's managed to popularize, through her interpretation of jazz, a lot of things that otherwise would not be available to the general populace. But one of the things that I liked about her as a choice is a quote that I ran across. The quote is, "I never dreamed that I would have the opportunities that I've had just to perform at the highest level I can and be passionate, honest, inspired, and excited about playing music." What a wonderful quote. I like that. I like that a lot. So, that was some of my choices. But you know, I said several minutes ago, the people that I admire and would want to be around and would like to find out a little bit more about them and learn a little bit more, because I think they're wonderful people, tend to be everyday people. And as I said, I consider them celebrities. But you know, I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, folks. And pardon me for being out on the limb, but you know, we have some celebrities around here. I mean, our little community, not just jazz or not sports figures or engineers or whatever, but we, in our own little community, we have our own little set of celebrities. So I picked one of them. Shay. Hi. Look at all those nice, wonderful stories she gives us. Wouldn't it be fun to be able to see how she manages to get herself in all those funny little predicaments and get herself back out of all those funny little predicaments and all the wonderful things that happen to her? And I thought that would just be a wonderful thing in terms of being a celebrity and in terms of understanding what it is that we as transgendered folks do. And so that's my choice for celebrities for this week. Very interesting group of things. I've given you a couple of different alternatives here. One of looking through different fields, and I've given you some very good examples of celebrities in those fields who I consider to be very, very good people. I kind of telegraphed part of that with Carole King and Diana Krall sitting up there, seeing that I have albums by them. And so I could kind of put this kind of in the background. You've noticed me doing that the last several GenderBlenders. But still in all, I think our own celebrity is worthy or deserving of notice. And so that's my choice for who would I like to be for a day and why. Everyday real people. Real people. And we have the real people around here. So, that's my conclusion. Thank you so much for listening in and watching. Until next week, this is Steffi saying bye-bye.